So, welcome to another hashtag 530 live. Don't know whether that's just gone live or not. I don't know, but we'll find out. And today we're talking social media platforms and best ones for business, pros and cons, and thoughts. I have certain ones that I deal with more than others, but I have others that sit in the background. So, where do you want to start? Who wants to start? Should we start with LinkedIn?
You go to Facebook first.
Oh, Facebook.
Should we go Facebook
Wow,
first?
Luke.
While we're on it, we're live on it. Let's do that.
Go on then. You start then, Luke, as soon as you said Facebook.
So for Facebook, right, I've got two thoughts on it. I think very positive in terms of getting a lot of things on there for your business, on your business page, storing a lot of information on there, useful information, just basic things like opening hours, etc. But also keeping like a lot of images and a lot of posts for certain, customer reviews or certain new services, etc. But for me, the thing that lets Facebook down currently on the business page side is the lack of organic reach that you get with your followers now. I mean, I think I saw something the other day is that you can be as low as 3% of people who like and follow your page that actually end up seeing your posts. And while that's, if you've got thousands and thousands of customers, that's not the end of the world. But for small businesses, trying to use Facebook to get out there and promote stuff organically, potentially probably not the best route to use based on that data alone, I'd say.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that.
I suppose that's where the paid adverts come in. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Simon, on that as well?
Yeah, it's very interesting because if you get 1,100 likes behind a page or something and you only see like 3 people have viewed the post, it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think a lot of it, from where I'm coming from, obviously from a website point of view, if the website's been produced and there's the icon on there that says click through to the Facebook, it gives people an opportunity of following you in a different way, in different platforms. So I think the key is with any social media is be present, as as we've spoken before about being seen, especially during this current climate, is critical.
And I suppose each one of them's got their own little nuances as well, hasn't it? So you almost try and cater and tailor your posts per platform. And I think, one of the things I've always struggled with particularly with Facebook and the business page with Facebook, is how often should you post? And I post on every day on Facebook, but I'm just not, based on that reach and based on that organic reach, I'm not over sure whether it's worthwhile. And again, it's time consuming if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your thoughts around that are. I don't know.
No, I agree. I think on that side of it, knowing when and how much to post on it, I use it the same as I post to Instagram, and normally post similar content onto Facebook and Instagram. Even though we'll touch on Instagram in a minute, that's a lot more visual. I just tend to, if I've got a bit of long format text with a graphic, I'll tend to post it more onto Facebook. Whereas on Instagram, like we said, it's very visual, keeping the text maybe as short as you can, and you want to do everything in the visual side of it and the image that you're putting on. So yeah, there is that side of Facebook, actually knowing how much and what to post on there. But one of the things I was going to say about Facebook is it's really good for obviously reviews and recommendations, that feature, people finding your page and coming on straight away and being able to read those. And again, that's available on some of the other platforms like LinkedIn. You can make recommendations on there. But also just the things for small businesses that I've found starting up is the groups and the networking side of Facebook. I've actually found to be really useful and probably the best social media that I've used so far for that. I know I found both of you guys through a Facebook group, and even things like community pages, for example, and people tagging you in those when people suggest, do you know this person who does this, is in this industry or this trade? And I've found that to be a really useful and organic way of generating leads and business on a social media platform. So for that side of it, I think Facebook would be my preferred one in that sense.
Yeah, I think
Facebook it is great. I think it's really good. I think you raise a really valid point there, Luke. For those that haven't got a budget, that don't know about network meetings, that don't want to come out to a network meeting, or those that are starting out or something, Facebook groups can be really good places to be. I think for me, some of the groups have been really positive. There's obviously groups out there, support groups that are helping people get through these times as well, because obviously it is challenging times out there. And I think you can build some really good connections. And I've met people from Facebook, which I think if you'd have said that about 15 years ago, you'd have been classed as a lunatic or whatever. But actually meeting people online from a online platform, hey, why not? That's the world we live in these days. I think you're right. The groups have really, really got some value to them, I think.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Agreed.
I'm in agreement. All right, Instagram then.
Oh, don't start me on that thing. Instagram. So, okay. So my personal account, I put things out, and I think these are the same people that follow me on Facebook, so they see the same content. The dog has got more followers than I have. I think the dog's Instagram account gets more likes and more shares and things. I think you really need to know your way around the hashtags, and I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I
isn't it,
agree.
with
I
Instagram?
think from the business side, that's what I found as well recently, using both Facebook and Instagram. I've definitely got a lot more people viewing my Instagram page from outside than I have my Facebook page. And that is, like you said, Simon, it's those hashtags in relevance to what you're posting on there. I mean, for example, I know we've talked about Clubhouse to death on here and other network groups, but the other day I posted an Instagram post about that and potentially creating a guide to Clubhouse. And just by putting those hashtags in about Clubhouse, I already had 5, 10, 15 people coming onto the post straight away within the first 10, 15 minutes, coming on and viewing my profile for my business account. So definitely from that side of things, it's definitely useful.
Don't do it. Don't do Clubhouse.
I'm just checking now.
We
said we weren't going to go to the Clubhouse today,
yeah.
but I'm just checking. I'm just checking. I've got more followers than a dog.
That's good.
Instagram for me is just it's a bit like Twitter. I just have content that I post to on twice a day, and it's just mainly product and the services, with quotes, and there might be some behind the scenes side. Am I lagging a bit, by the way? I don't know whether I am.
You are a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to say, because I think I've got a house full of people that are on the platform. There's about 5 in here, on this. So yeah, Instagram. I'm swings and roundabouts on. It's there. I
must add in though. I think certain businesses, Instagram is the perfect platform. I think if your business relies a lot on a service that's visual, then Instagram is by far the best. You think off the top of your head, restaurants, hairdressers and barbers, for example. I mean, there's multiple barbers with thousands and thousands of followers now. And because they're images of their service, in that case, a haircut, or for ladies hairdressing, some really, really stylish, products and images on there. And it does really, really well for them. So from a marketing point of view, if your business is all about how good you look and how good your services look, then for me, Instagram probably is the best one to go for, and use that as much as possible. And again, you're not limited to just the posts, are you, on Instagram? You've got the stories as well. And I've seen a lot of the brands now, and even small businesses that engage well on stories, can set you apart from your competitors posting regularly on there. So that's another interesting thing, and another aspect of you to be able to showcase temporary content on there that's slightly different, but it does go away, and then still have that bank of resources within your Instagram feed and Instagram images that you upload separately for that.
Yeah, I know Michelle and from Leaf Organics and Lisa from Lisa Sweet Trees do extremely well on Instagram, don't they? From their point of view, for exactly that.
Yeah, and their products are brilliant. They look fantastic, don't they? And that's exactly why somebody going on to that sort of brand, they want to see what the products look like and services, and that's the thing they need straight away. So yeah, certain businesses definitely works really, really well.
Am I still lagging?
You've sped up a bit now. What have you done?
I've just increased my battery voltage. No, just electrocuted myself.
Put 10p in the meter.
Yeah. What's the LinkedIn? What about that one then? I'll leave Twitter to last. LinkedIn.
LinkedIn's perfect for business. I think it's great for connecting with people. Not too keen on those that want to marry me on the first connection, if you know what I mean. Those that are like, "Hi, this is me. Buy my product." It's like, go away. But certainly for connecting with people, the thing with LinkedIn I always say is look at the bottom of people's profiles. Don't always look at the top, because people have had a journey in life without a doubt, but also there's some great testimonials on there people have written. And I think if you look at who the testimonials are actually written by, that can be equally as valuable as just seeing what they can do for you in this day and age. So I think LinkedIn's great.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to be biased because I use LinkedIn a lot. I train LinkedIn sessions with sales and corporate and all manner of stuff and individuals. I'd say 95% of my new business comes through LinkedIn. It is, I think, 200. I think it's about 270% better at lead generation than the next platform down, which I think is Facebook, and then it is Twitter. It's a more affluent platform because it is a business platform and there are a lot of leaders on there, you know. So I think LinkedIn B2B and B2C, it works B2C, but B2B, you get past the gatekeeper in certain aspects, and there's strategies and things that you can do. So I think it is a phenomenal platform and getting better. About you, Luke, because you...
and I think as well out of the B2B side, the B2B side for me is spot on. And also it's the search on LinkedIn, the sort of Boolean language, which I know me and you've talked about off air, I'm sure Simon knows all about, that ability to be able to put in a certain title of somebody, job description, like you said, get past that gatekeeper. But as well, you know, certain areas as well, and filtering down people by area and lots of different filters, and it is really, really useful. And obviously the more... With any social media sites, the paid content on it and the paid features, sometimes, you know, that's where you get the real value. But on LinkedIn, I have to say the Boolean search, which is free, you don't need Sales Navigator, for example, on there. You can use the Boolean search and be really, really effective on it still. So definitely from B2B, if you're prospecting on LinkedIn and you do it well, it can be really, really good.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Any more? So what about Twitter? I nearly said it, didn't I?
Best.
I nearly said it. Twitter.
You think so?
The best.
Think it's the best?
Yeah, I think Twitter is fantastic. I really do. So, my experience with Twitter, 116,000 tweets after 10 years. I just absolutely love Twitter. I think it's brilliant for networking. It's great for connecting. But also, the first thing I do is if something kicks off in the world is go onto Twitter, because, you know, let's use the Enfield riots in North London a couple of years ago. I sat on Twitter that night, literally following everything. Now, there was a lot of unofficial fake news going out there, but there was also some real-time action stuff, which was being reported faster than the national media could report it. So I think Twitter is phenomenal if it's used correctly. Now, what I say with Twitter, if you break down the word, tweet with integrity to then earn respect. You know, don't put a load of random nonsense out there. All this racism and everything, it's no good. It's no good for the social media platforms. It's no good for mental health, for the families of those being racially abused, etc. But people will use Twitter over their Facebook or their Instagram or their LinkedIn to racially abuse people. And I think it's just morally wrong, as we all agree. Yeah. But so to me, Twitter is obviously the freedom that you don't get with the other platforms. But you know, they're tightening up on it, and you know, I just think it's a great product. I really do. I absolutely love it.
Luke, what about you?
Yeah. Twitter for me, one of the big things about Twitter is if you get something which generates a bit of traction, it's sort of like that 6 degrees of separation that people talk about. You know, you put a tweet out on your business page or your personal page, and one of your friends likes it. Then one of their friends will then see it and like it and retweet it. And then it goes to their network, and then it goes to their network, and it can create a viral tweet and post very, very quickly if it's something like Simon says, if it's topical or if it, you know, attracts a lot of attention because people are really interested in what you're saying. So from that point of view, it's a lot more chance on Twitter, I think, to grow organically just by that fact that it only takes a few people to start liking and retweeting, and then you build attraction. And the metrics on Twitter are great as well. I had a tweet the other night and I saw on it, it had like 20,000 impressions on there. So no, it's been seen 20,000 times, and that only had a couple of hundred likes on there for my personal account. But if you imagine that you have a business service or a product or service that's getting those and getting 20,000 eyes on it essentially in the period of a couple of hours, that's going to be really, really invaluable. And like I said, it's completely free, it's organic. So yeah, for growth on Twitter and viral things and viral products potentially could be really, really useful.
Yeah, I think I don't use Twitter nowhere near enough. I tweet on a daily basis. Twice a day. Then when I do the Twitter hours, so I've got I run the manufacturing hour. Now the manufacturing hour goes like that. It is absolutely just bombarded with conversation. So it's fantastic for that. It really is. So some of the hours I think are great because again it comes back to that networking. I think I need to get my head around Twitter a little bit more in seeing what it can actually do for the business, because I think LinkedIn and Twitter hand in hand, I think could be quite powerful. I think could be very powerful. on both accounts. So even within LinkedIn, when you do a post, you can do a post that cuts across Twitter, so it goes into Twitter and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I think I should have done it previously, but I need to see what I can maximise out of that. So I need to spend a bit more time on Twitter. I do like it. I think, as you say, it can get a bit white noise, and the keyboard warriors that stand behind the keyboards blasting out insults. And I just think, just get a
anonymous in it. It's just anonymous.
Yeah. But I think it could be quite powerful. But again, from I suppose like all of them, Google and Facebook are good for the advertising side, and the others are good for organic reach and growth from that side. Preferred platform from it. I'm assuming I shouldn't do that. I'm assuming Simon's going to say Twitter for his preferred platform, but I'm not sure actually. I don't know. So preferred platform from you.
So for me, Twitter, followed by LinkedIn, followed by Facebook, followed by anything else than Instagram.
Clubhouse.
Where's Clubhouse? Yeah. Out the window.
Yeah.
Luke, where's yours? What's yours?
Okay, so from a personal perspective, in my free time, I would say Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. From a business perspective, I would go, from personal experience, I'm getting into LinkedIn more now, but I'd probably go Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, only because I haven't explored Twitter as much, and I'm getting into the LinkedIn side of it now. I'm finding the benefits of that, but I've had more success on Facebook, like we touched on in the groups and things like that. So that's what I'd order it.
Yeah, mine would be LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I think. Now TikTok. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've never smiled and laughed so much in my life since I joined TikTok on Friday, and that was all down to Wendy doing her first TikTok video on the Friday from.
Adam, I hate to say this, mate. Call you a dinosaur, but you're about 9 months behind with TikTok.
I tell you, I could not stop laughing all weekend. My missus was going nuts because I was showing her video. My missus ain't got a human chip anyway, but I was showing her videos and she says, "Why are you laughing at that?" so it's brilliant. Whether you'll get me doing a TikTok, yeah, that's a different thing. But looking at it, I don't know. But what about you? TikTok? I know you're on it, Simon, and I know Luke's on it. But...
So I'm on it on a personal level. Coxie on TikTok, it's called. It's literally, there's me and the dog. There's some model railway stuff. There's me calling the dog, and there's me having a little sing song, I think, to Bare Necessities for Lincoln Noel, who we both know. So interesting. I mean, for amusement purposes, without a doubt, TikTok is somewhere to go for a bit of fun, to actually have a giggle. Would I use it? I don't know. I've got time. I'm on 4 platforms quite a lot. Do I need to be on a 5th one as well as potentially Clubhouse as well as the radio? So it's like, oh my gosh, trying to cope with all this. But I think it's, if you've got time on your hands and you know how to really use it to your benefit, then it's worth investigating without a doubt.
Yeah, I'll be nice and quick because I know Simon's got to go in a minute.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
I've written down product and personality for TikTok. So if you're a business who either relies on the personality of the person behind the business or relies on the product itself being amazing to sell, it sells itself, then TikTok can be really, really good for business. And like we talked on some of the other platforms, the organic reach of TikTok can snowball so fast, so quickly due to their algorithm, and the fact that it will suggest it to people who it thinks will enjoy it the most, and and really interact and engage with it. And then your content's then going to be shared to the same people over and over. And like Wendy, for example, who we talked about, her business is all about being green. So the TikTok algorithm over time, if she posts about her products and services, are going to realize that her target customers are those green people and show it to them more often than not. And the people that don't engage as well won't see those TikToks. So I think if you like I said, products and personality, if your business ticks either one of those boxes and relies on those to be successful, then I think TikTok, you should get on it and have a go and have some fun with it as well. Because like you said, it is all about having fun on there.
It is, yeah.
I'm just checking that the dog running around in the snow has had 639 views.
That's it.
I forgot the music. I think, who let the dogs out? That's what I added. So of course.
Somebody has said to me very, very quickly, that if you want to create videos and use them elsewhere on the other platforms, TikTok is the place to do it, because it is easily, it's set up, obviously, for making videos, so it's dead easy to do. And utilise
Easily digestible content as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is digestible, like 10, 15, 20 seconds. Everyone's got time to do that. As we all know, we get sucked into an hour on TikTok. You keep flicking through dog videos.
Yeah. Anyway, Simon's got to go, as he's just put, shit, got to go. Right, thank you very much. Great to have a talk, a discussion, and we'll see you next week. This is another hashtag 530 Live. See you
Cheers,
later.
guys.